Good morning, everyone. It is Thursday morning at A Piece of You in Bay City, Michigan. It is officially summer and it is officially mosquito season. If you ever want to not have mosquitoes bug you, invite me to your party because I am a mosquito magnet. I go outside to water the plants for 12 seconds and I am covered in mosquito bites. Yes, I love summer. Hi, Rachel. Good morning. Good morning. I have some finished projects today that have even been blocked. I have one that is in progress that should be on Saturday's live. And yeah, I think that's about it. We are open today, tomorrow, and Saturday, 10 to 3. Saturday will be Emma's last official day. She and her family are moving to Colorado. We will miss her terribly, but we are excited for her new adventures in Colorado. So, yes. So, hi, Amy. Good to see you. Hi, Louise. Good to see you. And let's see, Doreen, hi. I do have a lot of learnings today, so I do want to show you that. Yeah, I guess that's it. I'll just get into it. Hi, Jean. Hi, Peggy. I'll get into it. So, all right, what do I have? Well, I'm going to go in order of when I finished them. I finished the Wave Tee, and it is blocked. It is made out of Norotensin, and it did block where the bottom is pretty much flat. I didn't do much to it besides just kind of lay it out. Hi, Sue. And hi, Jackie. I think it turned out great. I might be wearing this on Saturday's live. You never know. It is really nice and soft now that I blocked it. I always want to tell people that you always have to block Noro. It gets softer. That's just the way it is. Hi, Carol. Good to see you. Hi, Peggy. I do still have a couple colors left. I have the pink, and I think I might have the one we had on Tuesday's live. Hi, Christy. I think it was color 11. But it was a fun one. It took 2 balls. I had a third of a ball left for mine, so you should be able to make yours. Hi, Jillian. Hi, Sandy. So I do have that one. It will not be on Saturday's live, but we do have it available. So you can either order it online. It is Norotensin, Tensan, or you can call the store and let us know if you need the pattern. Okay, the pattern does go up to a 5XL. It was super easy, and I always love those. I finished another sweater. I finished the Brooklyn Raglan. This is the one made out of, I'm going to show you the little kind of baseball hem there. It is just a little one, I could have made it more pronounced had I done one more, short row type thing. But I think this one turned out really nice. I love the stitch detail on the sleeves. It just dresses it up without making it flashy. So that is fun. That is the Brooklyn Raglan from Tori U. And I used 4 skeins. Now you guys know I'm not very tall. I used 4 skeins, hi Lee, of Juniper Moon Rambouillet, and I had about 15 to 20 grams left out of 4 skeins. Okay, so if you're short like me, 4 skeins is enough. If you want to make it longer, something like that, 5 will be more than enough. There's a lot of yards in that, 273 yards in a skein. So that one was a really fun one. I really did enjoy that. If you do want to make it, watch last week's Stash Buster. I give you some comments and helpful hints on that. I do want to give you the free pattern for this week is the Rye Sock pattern. The Rye Sock. And this one is from Tin Can Knits. I kind of like this little garter stuff on the top of the foot. Kind of fun. It is a cuff down sock, and it goes from newborn up to adult large. So it can go everywhere from a newborn to a men's sock. So that's kind of fun too. Before I get to my last sweater, I do want to mention again our Middle of the Mitten yarn crawl. It is June 11th through 20th. And it is 12 shops in the area, everywhere from Bay City to Perry to Gladwin to Pinconning to Cadillac, and Midland, Frankenmuth, Saginaw, Caro, all that kind of stuff. We are actually organizing, Lee, I will get back to you in just a second. We are organizing a bus trip that will leave on Thursday, June 18th. We're going to meet here at A Piece of You in Bay City at 7:30. We'll probably leave the parking lot at 8, making sure everybody gets there. And we'll be home between 5 and 6 in the evening. It just depends on how quickly people get back on the bus. I did look at the schedule. We do have a couple of spots where you're going to be on the bus for a little less than an hour. But this is a great way to do it. I know a lot of people like to do the yarn crawl, but they don't want to drive themselves. So this is a great way to do it. Grab a friend or make some new ones. There's lots of fun people that have signed up. So we want to get your reservation in hopefully by this Friday. Okay, so that is the scoop. It is $110. You can call the store. We did send out emails on Tuesday, so check your email. There's a link in there, and you can also go on our website under events. If you scroll all the way down, you will get that. Okay? So, Lee joined late, so I'm going to give you an idea of the sweaters that I finished. I finished the Wave Tee from Petite Knit. This is a super easy one out of Noro Tenson. We can get you the pattern. It's on Ravelry. It is $8.25. The Brooklyn Raglan is the one that is made out of the Juniper Moon Rambouillet. And if you ever have used Rambouillet, it's 100% wool. It's American wool, which is really cool. And this is just lovely yarn. It is so nice in your hands to work with. It is great. And it is the Brooklyn Raglan from Tori Yu. I had never done one of her patterns. It was very fun and very well written. So, and that one goes up to a 66. It goes up to a 66. So, it uses a DK weight yarn. All right, my last one, because I asked people, what do you think I should make next? And somebody said, you should make Colorwork sweater. And I went, oh, yay, thank you. I've been doing all this texture and straight knitting that you guys know, I love, 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 love. I love Colorwork sweaters. And this is the Edinburgh sweater. And I think it is beautiful. And I think it's knit up even prettier than the picture on the pattern. Now this one I am making the 44. It goes up to a 67. And it uses a DK weight, and I think it is beautiful. I am using Kelbourne Woolen Scout, okay? And the reason I picked the green is because I had a skein and a half of green left from a project that I bailed on a while back. And hi, Melissa. Hi, Pam. Hi, Shar. And I said, you know what, I really need to use this yarn up. It's bugging me. It's in my stash. We carry the yarn. I can use it, all that kind of stuff. And so we figured out what color to put with it. And I decided, okay, if you ever have this issue, and especially for something like Kelbourne Woolen Scout, Blue Sky Fibers, Woolstock, those type of things, these are more machine dyed, okay? They have a certain recipe. It's the same every time. And so what I did was I used my half skein that I had, and that was, I know I do too, Louise, that got me to just about almost done with this second chart. Here's the first chart. Here's the second chart. And then I started the next ball. And what I did, because I didn't know, and you guys know if you've been watching me, my lighting in my house is horrible. So, hi Margaret. What I did was I did a row with the old and a row with the new. And I can't tell the difference. I can't tell the difference at all. And I was very excited about that because, one, I was able to use up my stash, and two, it proved something that I've been saying all along. Now, if it's an obvious one, like sometimes the Manos, those are hand-dyed. I wouldn't necessarily do that with those. I would kind of variegate them a little bit more. But these are machine dyed. They're going to come out really close. And I love this sweater. It's so much fun. And because, I normally do the sleeves, I know it is much easier to bury dye lots in the color work. That's why I used up the half a skein and then kind of did this, because I figured nobody's going to... These two skeins were the same dye lot. And then a year and a half later, I pull another skein off the shelf. So that was my scoop. Now, I normally go to do my sleeves when I use up that one skein, but because I was trying to see if the colors were the same, I didn't do my sleeves. So this one I'm probably just going to keep going on the body for a while till I run out of that skein, and then I'll do my sleeves. I like to do my sleeves first because I have a problem with sleeve island. I tend to just kind of leave it aside, and I usually have like 3/4 of a sleeve to do, or even a cuff, and then it's not a finished project. So what colors am I using? I am using Moss Heather 305, and I am using Gray Heather for my contrast. Now, I do have quite a bit left of my contrast. I was contemplating maybe even putting this little chart at the bottom or on the sleeves. I probably won't, but, she doesn't, but I probably won't either. I don't tend to like it at the bottom, but if you're needing to... You need just a little bit extra yarn, put your color work in. Nobody will care. All right, I did have some learnings. One, I put when I started my new ball of color. Two, if you look at these charts, the sock pattern is called Rye from Tin Can Knits. Hi, Christy. If you're looking at this charts, all of them are this way. It's interesting because you do the first row and then the second row is exactly the same. Okay, it did take me a little while to figure this out. But then it's easy. You pay attention to the first one, then you just do what the yarn tells you to do for the second one. Very, very easy. Now, I even wrote a note. Watch for patterns. Second row, same as the first. I always try to find patterns. This was one of those that I never seem to do it this way. The main color on this chart, because hers was light, is the light color. The contrast color is the dark. I had a little bit of an issue with that because I kept forgetting. I kept saying, oh, this is green. No, it's not. This is the gray. This is the green. I almost got out my highlighters and made all of the light color green just so it would click in my head. Now, that's something you can do, is use your highlighters. Now, I have some other ones here. I'm writing down how many grams I'm using. I also cross off things that I am not going to be doing, okay? So that, because I have a tendency to just read the pattern and keep going. So even though this wasn't my size, I would have done it, and then I would have gone up here and done this. So that's what I do. I also, this time, checked off, because things were buried in this one, because she has a lot of different sizes. She has different words. So that one was fun. I did check how many repeats I did, how many extra stitches I needed. See, Christy, thank you. I feel much better. What I do is I have my row counter, and I count how many times I do my make ones. Hey, guys, shh. how many times I do my make ones, I will do with my row counter. And then I don't have to count all the stitches, which is great. It is great. Okay, then what I did was, because mine was long enough to be where the armholes needed to be, I did not do my short rows, okay? If you're a little longer and you want more room before your armholes, do the short rows. It gives you the option on this one. Do short rows or don't. Hey, perfect. So I didn't. It's not that I don't like short rows. I just didn't do it. And was going to add an extra inch, and sometimes that pulls too much on me. Okay, so that's why I didn't do it. All right. Now, the other thing that she has you do is she has you move your beginning of row marker. And I couldn't figure out why. And it's just so that you move your beginning of row marker underneath your armpit instead of the center back. And I said, what does it make a difference? It's just green. So I didn't move it. I just left it there. That was my decision. I just left it there, and I didn't have to move it because she wanted you to cut your yarn and start in a new spot so that your marker will be in the right spot. Don't worry about it, okay? So if you did, that'd be great. If you didn't, don't worry about it. Now, the other thing is she does a tubular cast on. No, she does an Italian cast on. Okay, if you've been working with me for any amount of time, I don't do those, okay? She wants you to do, yes, it's an Italian cast on. I just do my normal cast on. And so you can do that. Hi, Karen. Good to see you. Don't feel pressured that you have to do a fancy schmancy. I know a lot of time it's a tubular cast on. What happens with that is when you have it on a interchangeable, well, you have to have it on a circular needle to do a neck. It gets all different size stitches and it's icky. So I don't do it. So that's my scoop. That's my suggestion. She wanted me to do some fancy kind of cast off too. Let me see where it is. She wants me to do, the body. Here it is. The Italian bind off technique. Well, I didn't do the Italian cast on, so I'm not going to do the Italian bind off. What I do is I tend to do a cast off with my main color needle, my main sweater needle size. So like I am using, what am I using? I'm using a 6 because I have very few 6s in my house. I'm using a 6 for the main body. I used a 4 for the ribbing. I'm going to use the 4 for the ribbing at the bottom. And then I'm going to change the tip on one side and I'm going to cast off with the 6. I don't switch both needles because there's no reason to, but I want the size stitch to be for a 6. It tends to work out better. It tends to not pull in too tight and things like that. So that's my scoop for today. But I think this one is turning out really, really pretty. I'm really excited about it. I didn't know how it was going to work. This one has increases as we go along, not a true raglan, so that's kind of fun too. And this is the first one I've done where I haven't put markers between the charts, and that is because the charts are pretty small. So you had to do them like 26 times or 84 times or something like that. I didn't have that many stitch markers. They're on other projects. So I just I winged it, so to speak, and it worked out okay. So this is the Edinburgh sweater. Stay tuned for Saturday. It will be on Saturday's Live. Hi, Constantina. And I think it is really pretty. I do like to make them before I have you guys do the projects because, unless it's a real obvious amount of yarn, because I want to know how many yards you're going to need. So that is one reason why I am keeping track of how many grams of the main color I'm using, because I was using leftovers from my stash. So I had a ball and a half extra. So then we'll know how much we need. So that is my scoop. So that is the Edinburgh sweater. This one is the Brooklyn Raglan. The Brooklyn Raglan. Very cool with the Rambouillet and the Wave Tee. 2 of them are done. And stay tuned. I'm kind of excited about the Edinburgh. I think this one will be done sooner than later. So we will be live on Saturday at 9:30. We will, Saturday is also our 5th Saturday day. So if you want to come in and shop with us then, it's also Emma's last day. So come in and say goodbye to Emma on Saturday. So, and of course shop, you know, that's how it goes. We have lots of new things, and guess what? I have some kits that I'm going to break down, so we're going to have more of the Movement Tee kits on Saturday. This was a great one. It's super inexpensive. You can still use your coupon if you have one. We do still have some coupon books if you want one. And they're $20. It's in different savings every month. So they are one-time use coupons. That's the only thing I want to remind people of. But this was the Movement Tee, and we will have more of these on Saturday's live. They just sold right out. So I got to break apart some blanket kits to make up some more sweater kits. So make sure you sign up for our Yarn Crawl bus trip. It's going to be fun. We're going to have a party bus. There will be a lunch option that we will let everybody know who signs up. The price is $110 per person, and we will go there. You have 10 days on the Yarn Crawl. This way you go to 8 of them. So then you have 9 more days to go to 4 shops. So that's our scoop. And you guys have a great day. Yes, Pam, I will have kits for the Edinburgh on Saturday. I will talk to you guys later, and have a great day.